Okay, so now you see this. We have two screens here. So the mainly there are two screens. One screen we call it as SAP Easy Access. That is also called SAP Home Screen. Okay. So another screen I'll open up the transaction code called SPRO. Okay. So this is the transaction code to enter into the configuration page. So that means there are two types of people work. I already said. One is one person who works in the front end and another person who works in the back end. The backend person is a consultant. Front end person is a user. So those who work in user company, the companies which use SAP, those who work over there, they will work in this easy access. There may be like maybe for the process wise, maybe in the model wise, whatever they have assigned, they will process the transaction. If the transaction to be worked over there, so that need to be configured here. Because you see, you have this final accounting here, you have these modules here. Example, you have the financial accounting here and controlling module, and you have central finance, you have FSCM for financial supply chain management, and the same modules also you see here in the backend screen. This is we call it as a display IMG implementation guide. We call it. So here also we have the financial supply chain management, financial accounting, controlling module, and like this enterprise controlling. Every but ಇದು ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗರೇಷನ್ ಇದು ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸರ್ಸ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ಸಲ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಕನ್ಸಲ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರೋಕ ರೇಟ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರೋಕೆ ರೇಟ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವ್ ಇಲ್ಲೇನು ಮಾಡೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರು ಅಲ್ಲೇನು ಮಾಡೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರು ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರೋದು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರಿನೇ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತೇ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ So like this, that means the process except this configuration step. Okay, configuration should be done in backend. Okay, that is in display img here. And all like master data transaction reports are going to be created in the front end. That means that is users part actually, master data transaction reports and all. That what they want to do, that configurations we set up in the back. So now we have to set up company code and we go into the display MG, that is configuration, which we are going to set up organization. And as I said, the navigation part. Navigation means here also we have the navigation. You don't understand navigation initially, and you have the materials which I already provided to you. In that material, this T code is there. There's a navigation. Both are there. So I use only T codes here. Okay, most of the things, not everything. Most of the 90% I use T codes because ultimately we have to understand process, not the steps. So you can use that navigation from the materials to do that activity so that we can save the time. Now you see, I want to do for the first activity is a company creation, the 4 6 digit company creation. How can I do this? I go here, I go to the enterprise structure and the definition and the financial accounting. There are modules. See, under enterprise structure, we have the definition. Definition means creation. Under that, we have the different modules. So we are doing the financial accounting and you just understand. I hope Dhanush and Sham is following, right? Dhanush and Sam, if you have any questions, you can stop me and ask me as you're online.
Sure, sir.
Yeah.
I'm following the recording. Actually, I'll have questions. I'll ask you and I'll call you, sir,
Okay.
after the session.
Okay, no issues. Sham also. Yeah. So now the define company is there. So this is the execution button. When you have this no arrow mark, that is the final page which you can execution. This is what we call it as execution. Just click this right mark is the right that one. Just execute this and you get a page. And here, these companies which is already created, which are already created, there are 6,803 companies already because it's in public server that many people uses this for practice purpose. And I'm going for a new company, so that means I go here new entries. Go to new entries and you get this page and enter your details what you want to create here. So this is PH01 GC. That is Phoenix, so group of companies, group of companies. Okay, there's a name, and you can fill it up whatever is required only. You don't need to fill up everything which is in the practice, but in real time we fill up everything whichever is required for printing. See, all configuration is one-time activity. Configuration means one-time activity that we make the system to work like according to this. Configuration means one-time activity. Yeah. So
Now,
this.
for example, I use
Hmm,
now I'm in Phoenix group of companies.
hmm,
I'm using this. Later, I'm moving into a public sector. My company becomes a public sector company. It
hmm.
becomes Phoenix Public Limited. So
Then I can come and change the name here,
another
not the code.
code cannot be changed, but company name.
No, names can be changed. So here you can enter and you have to notice one thing here. If I click here, you don't find anything here. And if I click here, also don't find. But if I click here in the country region, you find a radio button. We call it as a radio button. See the difference here. No radio button and radio button. So here that means I can enter Bangalore or Bangalore, whatever I want. I can pre-text, pre-entry fields. But here, if a country is identified, which country is located it is, if you want to identify that, you have to select the fields which are already predefined. That means you cannot enter, okay, India means IND. There's a predefined codes for India is there. You have to select according to that. For example, which country or which region it is, I can go inside and all the 249 entries are already there. You can see that. I can select India here. India is identified with IN. Okay. Like that language key, which language key? That also has a radio button. Which language which I'm going to deal with this company? Which language which I'm going to use it? Because it supports almost 44 languages. If I select French, then other screens
Entire system will be
change. Like when I'm doing creating GLF or something, it is going to be helpful with the French or something like that. So I use this English here. I'm telling the system, I'm just giving the input to the instance. My company fears it's going to be, it's identified in India and which follows English language and which follows currency, INC, INR or something, whatever currency you want, you can use it. Example, I can use group currency as a different currency. I can use the same currency as well. That's my choice. Generally, it's going to be different currency only because group of companies, generally multiple companies, multi-company codes is there. Then, but let us do not go for anything. I can go inside and I can select. INR is the Indian currency, Indian rupees. Okay. Once it is entered, and just enter in keyboard. If everything is okay, so that's a big name. If you have a very big name, you can enter second time. Okay. Some companies will be there, right? Specifically, if you go to Dubai and all, there will be big names. They require two lines there. And save it. And this is we call it as TR, transport request or CR, customer's request. Okay. You don't need to worry about what it is right now. And I teach you the reason, like what's the use of this. And whenever you do any configuration, you definitely get this. Only for configuration. No master data, no transactions. Like first step configuration, you get this. So what you should do here for this one, first time when you're creating, you get this blank. You have to click on this create button, create request, new button, and enter your name or else your company code, PH01, what you are going to create, and your name. That's it. Don't enter anything. It has a different idea behind it. For practice purpose, don't worry about this right now. Just click save below and you will get a number. Don't worry about the number and all. Just save it.
This automatically.
Automatically it will generate. We use it for transport equipment. We use this to transport from one SAP, this configuration one SAP to another SAP server. Yes, quality production, whatever it is. That's the reason we use this. So that we learn it in the future class. So now you see that below we have got a data saved. Data was saved. That means we completed the first step.
Question. Company name creation. After only connect to change like private link. What the transition code?
Either 11
ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೀಗೆ ಅಂತಾರೆ changes all
position will find out ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು double change.
ಸರಿ
11. Now configurations generally codes cannot be changed. That means that you can see this. This is grayed out. You cannot change the company code. You can change the name or something allowed, not all everything is allowed because it's recorded. So come here, and the first step is completed. The second step which I want to do here, the company code, right? So 4-digit code which I can use T code as well as I can use path also. Just below here is the T code. This is the path. So enterprise structure, SPRO, IMG, enterprise structure, definition, financial accounting, and edit, copy, delete, check company code. This is the company code path. But what I do, I don't use this path. I just directly enter the T codes from here upwards. So here in the home page itself, if you enter OX02, the T codes in future classes also I enter in this A column. And the B column is going to be the definition of the what is the meaning of the T code you get. So that in future classes, whenever we enter all the T codes, we'll get in one list. What are the T codes which you are going for the steps. So now YX02 I'll enter here and I get this page. And here also, there are already 6,227 company codes already there, which I want to create a new company code. You want to edit something, right? Like you have to find that company code here from the position, whatever the company code, and just double click on that. You get that page to edit. So go to new entries here, and I want to create new company code. So PH01 is my 4-digit code, maximum 4-digit. It can be less than 4-digit. And let me take, okay, Phoenix tech services, tech biz, okay, something. Tech biz, and the city is Bangalore. And here also, this is important. See, you are selecting a country means you have to select a proper country because your tax and other things are going to be decided based on this country which you are going to do. If you know the code already, you can directly enter. You don't need to select every time, go inside and select. I know the code already because I know country is IN. I can enter directly that. No need to go and select every time. And this tick mark is there, right? When you get the tick mark, it's mandatory field. Tick is mandatory, okay? So which currency which I am following here? I'm going to follow the currency INR. You can select or else you can enter directly if you know the code. See, group companies idea is basically for group reporting, enterprise controlling. But your single company code is going to be used for any transactions and all legal identity is going to be done through this. So INR is the code and the English is the language. You can enter directly if you know. Okay. So PH01, which is already exists. That means this company code is already exists. Somebody has already created. I cannot create this one. What I do, I'll just change it like this: 01 PH.
So ಇದು ಕರೆನ್ಸಿ ಫಾರ್ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ A group of companies ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ EST
That is our choice. ಯಾವ್ದು ಬೇಕು ಅದ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ EST ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ EST ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಈಗ ನಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ.
ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಕಂಪ್ನೀಸ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು ಎಷ್ಟು
ಅವ್ರವ್ರದ್ದು ಅದೇ ಅದ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಕರೆನ್ಸೀಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಈಗ we have one company code. Actually, it's in UAE. That's means all Middle East countries. It has companies, and they all companies local currencies. This perspective, like maybe Jordan is Jordan. This one is AE, Arab Emirates, or like that is there. But they report group reporting is in USD.
ಇವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಜರ್ಮನಿಗೆ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಯೂರೋ ಅದೇ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆನ್ಸಿ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಬಟ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್
ಈ ಕರೆನ್ಸಿ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಕರೆನ್ಸಿ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅದೇ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. USD ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ, INR ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. If you change
ಮಲ್ಟಿಪಲ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್
multiple options is different. See, transaction reports there. See, you want to report it in a different currency, that option is there. We can up to 10 digits, 10 currencies we can report one company code value. So if you have a balance sheet for one company, I have the balance sheet for this 0 PH, and that I can create it, I can use it for 10 currency. I can report it in 10 currencies.
ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್
10 different at a time. There is no additional things they have to do. Automatically that will give the changes. That is we call it as a parallel currency. Otherwise, later stage. So company code better I use PH11. Okay, I use PH11 instead of 01. Yakandre that's the easiest word. PH11 is company code and save it. So when you try to save it, you'll get an additional thing. Just update whichever is mandatory. Mandatory is here, only country, IN. That's it. So that means when you try to save that, you'll get an additional pop-up. Just enter country code and you will see. Once you saved it now, every time it will come the same thing. First time only you have to create. Every time it will propose the same customer's request that you can directly enter. You don't need to worry which is coming or something. You don't need to worry. Okay, right now.
How many company codes can be created?
Your choice.
There is no limit.
No limit. So the problem, if you go to the standard chartered company, the bank, Standard Chartered Bank has 537 company codes in one asset. 537 company codes in one. So this depends how do they want to do that, like that. So now we have created company and company code. See, company is optional unless you don't have the reporting or group reporting, but I showed it. But here afterwards, everything is designed for the purpose of company. Sorry, company code. That means it's a legal entity. Now, my company code is a subsidiary, which may give the technical business services, whatever it is. So which financial year it follows? That's the first question, which I want to tell the system. I said, this is my company code. I want to tell the system which financial year I follow. And if the financial year is just how the financial year is broken down, that's periods, how it is broken down into the reports. Say, for example, fiscal year, we have 3 steps here. With like SAP, there are predefined codes for fiscal year identity. That means there is like, okay, we have K4, B3, B6, B9. Like this, it's a predefined codes, which tells us, okay, this is Jan to December. This is April to March. June to July. Sorry, July to June. And October to September. So that means these are the things which are already predefined codes in SAP. Which are predefined in SAP. That means if a company is following Jan to December, then we can use directly K4. If a company is using April to March, then we can use B4. And like that, if the company is using different this one, we can use it. If you don't have that one, say for example, I heard that in Europe and all they follow October 4th, 5th to October 4th. For some countries they follow like it. So from October 5, the year end starts. Year starts October 5. October 4th it will end. Then how that can be that we can manipulate here. That's possible. Like however we can design it. Redefine it, we can modify it also. That's possible. So now for our company, we have to tell the system, which all as these things are already created, right? We have to tell the system which I'm going to follow. But as we for here in India, we follow April to March, but I follow Jan to December. Because in future classes, when you're discussing, we don't get confused of the periods and other things and all. It's for a clarity purpose, let us use Jan to December. And the T code for this to create a OB with this one fiscal is OB29 and fiscal year creation, we can do OB29. And we don't need to do anything, just I show you how that is created. Then we have to tell the system. That means, see, we have to understand one thing here. SAP is, it's in vast, okay? Like some of the things we create once and we directly use it. Say, for example, just assume that I have a financial year. And in India, I follow financial year April to March. And Reliance company or else maybe Tata company has 40 company codes in SAP because they have 40 plus subsidiaries. See, every time I want to create a fiscal year is difficult for each company. It's a big task. If I like a standard chartered, they have different company codes all over the world and other things. So that's the reason what SAP made. We have the configuration at three levels. One is at client level, we call it. This is important. Client level. Another is country level. Third one is company code level. That means if you do some activity at company code level, that is restricted to that company only. That means that can be used by that company only, not other companies. Some activities like tax procedures, like in India, if I'm following one procedure, means that can be followed all the company codes which is registered in India. That's country level. Some configuration at country level. Some configuration at client level means one configurations we do it, and that can be used by any company code directly. That is at the higher level of the company, client level. That means company code level. See, if my company is in say example, you take this. If I create one fiscal year for Tata companies, and I can directly use it for all 40 company codes which is located in India, instead of creating for each company code every time, it saves the time. Any company codes are in that essay.
Under
Under Tata, like that. Okay, that one. Not only Tata, it can be used by any company. Like I create and I can, like say for example, this K4 is created by SAP itself. That can be directly used by any company code directly. That means what I'm trying to tell you here, this creation is already done. I don't need to do anything. Okay. What I do, I can directly go and assign. I tell the system, my company code follows this financial year code. The T code for that one, OB37. We call it as an assign fiscal year to company code. Assign means linking. We're telling the system, I'm linking this. Okay, I follow this financial year, which is already created. So same, say when you are following, Venkat creates this and Venkat creates a different company code and he can directly use it. He does not want to create K4 again. Directly, that's what we call it as a client level. Okay. Now you see this, what I do, first I show you OB29. ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಓಪನ್ ನೋಡಿ ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಿ ನಿಮ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ನಂದು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ನೀವು ಟಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದು 5 ನಿಮಿಷಕ್ಕೂ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲವೊಬ್ರದೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಾನು ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಡೆಮೋ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಸ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಓವರ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಬೇಗ ಇದಾಗೋದು ಪಾಸ್ವರ್ಡ್ ನ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಏನೋ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಇದು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಇರ್ಲೇಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ Okay.
ABCD on the purpose. But
ABCD at the rate 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, A caps.
A, B, C,
A caps.
after rate,
Hmm. See, OB29, I go here, OB29, and you can see this, there are already, they practice purpose, they create many things. Actually, in standard, we get only 4 or 5, that's it. When you listen in SAP for companies, right? You don't write like this, 2000 or 5, 6, 4 or 5, I will get it, okay? Say, for example, see here, I'll go for K4, and K4 is already there. And also I select V6. To why I'm selecting this? To bring you together. V6, V9, okay, and V3 also. Just for as I selected, and I'll click on copy this because to bring this together, all these lines, to show you the difference. See, K means calendar. That is the meaning of K. Calendar here. So that is ticked here. You can see here. That is ticked here. Calendar here. And V3 means variance, like that is not ticked here. That means if you tick here, the system all comes to know that, okay, it's in calendar year. If you don't tick that, okay, the financial year is going to start, not then for calendar. January, it will start from the, not Jan, from the Jan. That's the meaning of it. And this financial year is divided into number of 12 periods. Each month has one period that we can decide here. And there's a concept of special periods that we discuss later stage. Okay, special period plus 4, maximum 4 we can do this. Okay, and I don't want to do anything here.
What is that near calendar year? There's something here.
Here, this one. That is what the question has come, right? Last class, Sham, if the company India changes from April to March to January, then it's a short year dependent is going to become. Like only this financial year is going, like finance going to end on December. So then we have to use this shortened this one.
we are reporting on 9.
Now only 9 months, then from January it's going to be from new paragraph. So very rarely we use this, year dependent. Okay. So we don't need to do anything, just cancel this. Go back. Go to OB37, where we have to tell the system. See what I'm telling here. I'm going to tell the system, go to position and find your company code. That is PH11 is my company code. And I tell the system my PH11 will follow K for financial year. That's it. So I'm just insisting, not insisting. I'm telling the system saying that, okay, I follow this financial year for my company in this thing.
That's it.
Save it and you get the same tier. Got it? Hmm. Okay, this is the basic step, and we will take a break now and we'll continue. So we'll connect after 10 minutes. We'll connect at 12:38. Stop sharing, stop recording. Recording. Mm. So it continues just like this. We now you see we have done the configuration and the configuration of basic. Basic means I created a company code and company follows these steps. So finance here. Hmm. So next to this one in SAP. We have the concept of document type and document number ranges. Okay. Document type and document number ranges. So the meaning of document type is I already said that it's classifies the classifies the transactions based on the type of transactions. It classifies into groups. Okay, it's a two-digit code which is already predefined. You don't need to create any codes, so which is predefined by us in SAP. That means these codes are already there. You don't need to create it. If you want, you can create it in future based on what's the requirement. But ultimately, example, you say I want in foreign exchange entries need to be separated. I can create a document type and I can instruct the users to follow separate document type for foreign exchange entries like that. So, but that for document types you don't need to do that. I'll show you. The document types is OBA7 is a T code for document types, and document number in this is FBN1 number ranges which we can create. That is number ranges for document types.
Emergence means the portion document.
Sorry.
Portion document.
Okay. So what is this number ranges? These number ranges which will generate whenever each financial transaction is posted. When you post any journal entries, the system generates one financial document number. That's some future reference that is defined here. So it is interconnected. Document types and internal number ranges are interconnected. So example, I go here to OBA7. OBA7, and I show you that this is the document types. Generally, it's 57 to 50 to 60 standard document types. You will find it out, and which has internal configuration every document type. Now you see this. I go to FPN1, and for my company code, I have to generate number ranges. So what number ranges? I have to go to 0001. 0001 is a cover. 0001 is in SAP standard company code. SAP standard company code, where many configurations, many master data or many data are already there, which we can directly copy and use it. So that means here, if you go inside, you have three buttons here. So one button is internals, that is display, it will show you, and you have creation button and you have the number and status. And that means number and status button, three buttons. Example, I go to the display. See, these are the number ranges which is already predefined. If you want, you can create. For example, if I go to my company code, PH11, you don't find anything here. It's blank. So you can go and create one by one if you want. To save the time, what we do, instead of going there, I go to the click on this copy button and ask the system, okay, from 0001, you copy the number ranges to PH11. So that system copies all the number ranges. In real time also, we do the same. Then number in the 0001 is copied from PH11. Now you see, if I click on this, I get this already. But all number and status, that is, there is no numbers are ported. So that's the reason it's blank, 0. And if you want to create something, you can click here and you can change something you want to create or something like that. We can do this. So how these two things are connected? So when you go to
document type, a document type really alone open. I already enter API.
Hmm.
ಇದಕ್ಕೆ supply ಇದೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಮೈನರ್ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು.
ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೀಡಿಫೈನ್ಡ್
ಫಿಟ್
ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಯಲ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಬೇಜರ್ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ ಅದು ಇಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಲಿಮಿಟ್
ದಟ್ಸ್ ಮೈ ಚಾಯ್ಸ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೀಡಿಫೈನ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಏನಾರ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಟೆಲ್ ದ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಲೌಡ್, ವಾಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಲೌಡ್ ಅಂತ.
ಓನ್ಲಿ ಅಸೆಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಸೆಟ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
Asset, if you don't select asset means you cannot post a transaction using this document type, AB document type using asset accounts ನಾವು post ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ if you deselect.
So you're claiming actually some provision is using SEO. Some GLs only can
GLs ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಮೇ ಬಿ ವೆಂಡರ್ಸ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ.
ಇರುತ್ತೆ.
Okay. See here one link is that every document type has a number range here 01. So that 01 is here 01.
Okay.
This is how it's connected. Okay. So 01 ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, 01 ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So based on, so example if I go to the other one CL, that is 00 is there, then it's going to be 00. It will pick up the 00. This is how it's connected. Okay.
Okay, so when transaction goes, it will start 010.
That will start from here. This is the from number and this is the to number. Yeah. It will start from here.
And that's better than like how many documents?
How many documents is posted in this particular
Number.
Basically, ಅದು ಇಯರ್ಲಿ ವೈಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ.
yearly copy
ಮತ್ತೆ ಎವ್ರಿ ಇಯರ್ ಕಾಪಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ.
year in activity.
ಅದನ್ನ ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ?
ನಾವೇ ಕನ್ಸಲ್ಟೆಂಟ್.
ಅದನ್ನ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ?
ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಈಗ ಬೇಡ, ಕೊನೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಯರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಈಗೆಲ್ಲ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅಪ್ ಟಚ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಇಯರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಏನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಇಯರ್
December 2025 completed. What are the things? ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಡಾಕ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೇಮ್ ಆಗಿದೆ
ಎಲ್ಲ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ತುಂಬಾ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ.
ಅದು ಕವರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ?
ಮಾಡ್ಲೇಬೇಕು. 7 ಇದು ನೀವು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಬರೀ ಎಫ್ ಐ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 5-10 ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಸಿಒದಲ್ಲಿ ಡೀಪ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನಾವು once it is done, the document type is completed. This is what you don't need to do anything here. Only number and just need to be copied to your company code. So after this, we go for the next step. That is number and just is done. We go for fiscal year this one and field status variant. Status variant. That is in simple words we call it field status group also. We call it as a field status group. So what is this actually? It controls the fields of fields of GLs while posting entries. Okay, that's it. That's the meaning of this. How it controls, you don't need to worry right now. I tell you very. So what you should do, just simply go to OBC3. Okay, OBC3. That is field status variant copy. What is happens? Why we are going to copy? See, when you want to modify something, see, I don't modify anything here. K4. That's it. I directly used it. Because I have plan, I don't want to modify anything in K4. If you want to modify something, then you have to copy and modify. You should not modify the standard one. Even in real time, also do the same thing. So that's going to be used for other people will use it, and we use it for other companies again and again. If you modify them, that the standard will go out. Your modification will be there. Something will change. So that's the reason. If you have a plan to change something, then you have to copy. So what we do, V3 directly use it because we don't modify anything there, but in real time also. But here we copy this. I go to OBC3. OBC4, sorry, OBC4, OBC4. Somebody is 63. Who is 63? Is this here? See, one thing is that if you get like this, you get only these things in configuration when you're doing configuration. The meaning of this means, so this page is already used by some other people, or else maybe you open somewhere else. This program is already. That means what system will do? If someone is modifying it, system do not allow you to modify. That's the meaning of it. What you should do here in this case, if you get this. So if you get this, I copy this and I mention the steps there. If you get this error while doing configuration, so click on, first step is click no. The second step is go to open new SAP screen. Okay. Third step is enter SM12T code. So there you have to delete username. Fourth step is after deleting execute, then select all, delete all. That means what we are going to do here, we are telling the system to allow us to work parallelly the same program to modify the things. That's the meaning of it. Okay. So I got this error. What I do now, I click on now the first step. Okay, this will go here. And you can open new screen, or else this screen itself you can open SM12. Next step, SM12 opened, and delete username and execute. Okay, execute it. Select all and delete all. How do you select all this? This you have to select it. Just click here. Select all and delete all. That's it. So once done, now why did I say that to open your screen? See here, I open now OB. What's it equal? OBC4. So then system will allow you to work parallel. That's it. Now somebody is already using, even I can use it. Okay. Now you see this is the field status, but there is a one standard field status which is already there in SAP. That is 0001. That is SAP. But why do you copy this? Why don't you create it? So I can create this, but if you select this and if you select this field status variant and go to the groups here, there are more than 46 groups. Actually, standard is 44. 44 groups already there. Within one group, if you just double click on this, and you have many things here. And within that, if you double click on this, you have many options here. Like this is the first page, and you have 4 pages like this. So it is very difficult. And also it is already predefined by SAP. And if you directly use it, and if you want, if sometimes you get an issue and you want to modify it, then if you modify, if someone copies that modification also will get copied. So that's the reason what you should do. You have to select this 0001 and click on copy and enter your this one. So whenever you have the four-digit code to be entered again and again, please use your company code only. Don't use different codes for everything. PH11 only use it because it's easy to remember. PH11. And in user system, always enter your company code in the status. Sorry, in the description. Why? The reason you are doing it in a public pool. Lot of data will be there. Sometimes if you miss your identity, what you have done, it's at least you can find it out using this description.
So I can go look into what other companies are. configuration.
We can do that. We can modify also. I can delete other company code also. Public pools. In public pool, if you're swimming, right? And do you have any rules that okay, you have to do like this? No. It's a private pool means okay, it's my place, nobody touches it. Like that. Okay, got it? Yeah. So that's entered. I copied and this one and I entered this. Copy all. Save it. Just save it in this. So done. So I copied this. Now you see this. The reason, one more thing is that I created, but I did not use my company code. System do not know I'm going to follow this. I have to tell the system, okay, in OBC file, assign field status variant to company code. I should tell, I follow the rule of field status.
First whichever is create ಮಾಡಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ಕೂಡ link ಮಾಡಿ.
Yes, link marker. I'm following this. So go here to the OBC file. Here also somebody is using. What should I do? This if you open it, it's better in the beginning. Just refresh here. Nothing to do. Execute and select all, delete all.
ಬಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫೀಡ್ ಡಿಟರ್ಮೈನ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಕಾಪಿ ಮಾಡಿ
Yes, yes. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮಾಡಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಮಾಡಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಡೇಟ್. So now you see, now what is it? Just again enter the OBC file, and now you tell, okay, go and find out your company code. That is PH11, and this company code follows PH11 field status variant. So this completes this step. After this, we have the steps called tolerance. The meaning of tolerance, I said you already, the limitations of. I'd given Big Brother example. Remember? Big Brother tolerance, if you round it off 99 rupees for 800.
ಓಕೆ
Remember, tolerance, limit. The limit, rounding of limit which you can define. There are 3 steps to be done here. One is the limits for the rounding of limit, the tolerance limit for GL, tolerance for employee, tolerance for vendors and customers. That is, if you are dealing with a GL, okay, what is the tolerance limit for this? A GL, how much tolerance can it get? This one. And if you're dealing with if an employee is doing that, what's the tolerance limit for him? And if you're dealing with a vendor customer, what's the tolerance limit for that? Like that. So now, the takeout for this is OB A3, OB A0, and OB A4. This is actually OB A3, and this is OB A4. Okay. This, what we do, go to this OB A4. Go to new entries here. New entries, and do not enter the group here. So why don't we use group means, we are not going for in real time. Generally, what happens to this tolerance for GLs and other things in India, nobody uses it. Again, it has some idea behind it, and in foreign companies, the British or the English or follow ಮಾಡ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ. Even limiting it, they have to follow all these things they follow. But what you should do it, we are not following. It's a mandatory step. We are doing it. Very simple. So there is one mistake which I have done. This is actually OBA0, and this is OBA4. Okay, I'm doing AB tolerance for employee now, not for the GL. OBA4. So means I'm not making any group of employees now, just because we don't have any HR or other things and all. So I leave blank group. And that is one thing I mentioned very clearly in the notes also. You should leave blank group every day. All this. Enter company code. So here, amount per document. So what an employee, like if you are an employee, I can maximum, you can post 1 lakh rupees. If I make 1 lakh rupees here, means maximum journal entry can post only 1 lakh. If I make 1 rupee, 1 rupee maximum. That's the limitations we can control to the employees through here. So user IDs, whatever the user IDs. But I give maximum here. Open item also maximum. Open item, I tell you the later stage. Okay. And the discount, how much discount he can give maximum? 10%. If he is more posting any discount interest, how much discounts he can receive or post? That is, give it's 10%. And here is the difference. This is the limitation of actual limits, 1 rupee. That means as an employee can post maximum tolerance. That is the 1 rupee is the maximum plus or minus. He can post the differences. More than that, system will stop. If he tries to round up more than 1 rupee, it will stop.
Next example, 50,000. Okay, I'm limit. So 49,999. So different. Other 50,000 more capacity employee.
Maximum 1 rupee.
That's 49,998 is allowed.
Allowed.
Only triple 1 rupee. Then 10 rupees for
10 rupee.
basis.
Actually, rounding off generally what happens, it's not like that rounding off 499. So generally rounding off automatically identified with the prices and other things.
Yeah, percentage.
Percentage when you're approaching taxes and other things.
Yeah, 10,000. That's 1% now.
1%, rounding off means you cannot make the rounding off manually. Okay, it's a posting second. If you want to do 1 rupee, this one, system will ask you to 1 rupee post. But rounding off means what? System generates some automatic rounding offs. So that rounding off limit is 1 rupee. System generates and it will post the rounding off limits automatically. Like tax you are posting, you get some paisas. So bags you cannot do the 76 paisa. You have to give 50 paisa or 1 rupee. Like that. That's what the bank will tell you. They will tell you don't give the paisas in 6 or 1, 1, 2, 1, 1 digit. So then the rounding up is going to be automatically. We'll be having conditions and we'll give the conditions that, okay, rounding has to be the rounding of upper, rounding of lower, rounding of it will be done. So that limitations is this employee has 1 rupee. Like that. Okay? But we don't use it. Don't worry about it. Okay. It's a mandatory step. Just we enter. Okay. And save this and you get the same TR. Just click OK. So once this is done for employees. Okay. Next we go for OBA0. OBA0 for GL. Go to view entries here and please leave the enter the company code and leave blank the tolerance group and tolerance for GL PH11. And here also 1 rupee is the maximum, 1 and 1. Okay, we have option percentage also. If you enter both, the system will take whichever is lower. Whichever is lower, it will take. And save it. The final one is OBA3. That is for vendors and customers. And go to new entries and enter company code. And no need to enter the group. And tolerance group for PH11. And here is the 1 and 1. Payment differences. And save it. See, it's differences. Rounding of differences. Okay. So that means these steps are not much important and it does not play any role in our future classes. So we don't need to worry about much about it. And also in real times also, it does not play much role. And yeah, unless you don't tell this, this one nobody asks you also. So what is that another thing? So what you should do now? So these are the steps which are completed now. And we are almost at the end now. There are 2 steps to be left at this vendors. Sorry, this Organal structure. One structure is, that is, any questions on this? So next is actually the final one is universal ledger. Okay, universal ledger we have to do. There's a little bit big story is there, but that story I cannot tell you at this point. What I do now, I'll copy that step here. ಎಲ್ಲ ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ. ಓಕೆ, this will copy this. It will take time now, so that's the reason I copied. So it's introduced in ANA. That's the one thing. Universal ledger. That is basically what happens. A universal not ledger, it's a universal journal. So the main ultimate reason behind the universal journal is it is going to capture many information for different reporting purpose. Okay, that's the main universal. That's what. There are multiple dimensions. So here what we are going to do, by default, each company code assigned with a leading ledger, we call it. That means a company code is created means in finance, it's automatically get connected to one leading ledger, that is 0L by SAP, it's connected. It's a 0 ledger code for a leading ledger. So what is a ledger? Ledger is in reporting way. One ledger will be having one type of accounting principle. So that's going to generate reports according to the requirement. Say, for example, my ledger, which 0L is a leading ledger in India, which follow IAS, Indian Accounting Standard. That will generate the reports according to that. So if another ledger which I want, which is reported to US GAAP, IFRS, we can use another ledger parallel. That we are going to learn. And then you are like parallel ledger concept. Right now, we don't need to worry about it. And in this leading ledger, it's mandatory assigning an accounting principle, that is report format. So we have to assign in an accounting principle, which accounting principle which you are going to follow. And do remember, this accounting principle do not have any configuration or something like we don't need to worry about it. The reason I tell you, because accounting principle is just in code. Identity, that's it. The configuration of reporting is a different way. So that what we should do here, go to this T code and just assign this to your company code, FNSC. Right now, we are going to come back here for parallel ledger and parallel currency in the future classes. That is universal journal. Universal journal. So go to this T code. FINC. FINSC. What is this one? And this will take, like, if you have more company codes, and it will take a lot of time. In some system, it was taking 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡೋದು IGAP IFRS
Last step, just I'll give you.
ರಿಪೋರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಈ
I'll just ಅಸೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅದು, ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ.
ಸೆಟ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತ IGAP ಅಂತ ಜಾನ್ ಟು ಡಿಸೆಂಬರ್ಗೆ IFRS, ಸೊ ಏಪ್ರಿಲ್ ಟು ಮಾರ್ಚ್ಗೆ IGAP, ಡಿಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಷನ್ ಅದೇ ಇದನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು.
Yes, exactly. Only the depreciation will set ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು
Yes, exactly.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಫುಲ್ ಓವರ್ ಎಲ್ಲ GL ಕೂಡ ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಇಷ್ಟೇ GL ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಅಷ್ಟೇ GL ಅಂತ
ಏನಾದ್ರೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ already parallel ledgers ಇದಾವೆ, external ledgers ಇದಾವೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ zero L is zero L is there. That is leading ledger. That's set up there. That's we call it as zero L is a leading ledger. By default, it will come, and this get connected to SAP our company code when you create it itself. Example, it's select this and go to company code settings here, and you will find your company code which is already assigned by default. That comes under our company code automatically. So you can go here and find out your company code. Select this. So that means it is already connected. Okay, and you can go to accounting principle here, and you can tell system, okay, for my company code I follow which accounting principle.
Multiple in the assign for your do ಕೂಡ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ
ಇಲ್ಲ, you don't need to give it. We cannot give it also. Like if you give both, it's going to be like 2, and for that we use separate ledgers.
ಬಟ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ.
ಅದು ಬೇರೆ, ಅದು ಬೇರೆ. ಅದು idea behind it is a different configuration. Assets ಬೇರೆ ಇದೆ. ಅದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. If you give multiple here, say for example, I give IFRS and GAAP. I give it both. Okay. So then one accounting, how you can make 2. So there is other way of reporting. So we have to give only one here. That's the best way. And save this. That means here I set the system, my company code for my reporting in India, 0 is the leading ledger for India, which follows IFRS. Okay, you have to tell that. So use the same thing. That's it. This is the only step which generally do not have you cannot understand the logic at this point. Just relax. Just do the things just blindly. One thing. One minute. Oh, not strict. Should I?
So I went out at night, so came back late.
Weekend.
ವೀಕೆಂಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ವಿ.
I left office with energy.
ವೆರಿ ವೆಂಟ್
That's what we
ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆಯಪ್ಪ?
ವೆರಿ ವೆಂಟ್
that's what.
ಇದೆ ಈಗ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡಿ ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ. Okay, done. So once this is done, there is one last configuration which we call it as an additional. I call it as an additional configuration. Additional configuration. So what is the meaning of additional configuration? So this configuration, whenever I say additional configuration, means this is not actually a step which is required, but which is already SAP defined it, but I don't want to use it at this moment. Just what I'm going to, I'm just deactivating it. What I do here, I just deactivate document splitting. I just want to do it. There is no T code for this because
What
I
is documents?
that topic is there in future. Don't worry. There's a repeat topic that's there in the future. I tell you. So if you want to make, if I want to make you understand first, I want to make you understand what is CO, controlling model. Then you'll understand what is actual document splitting. That's the reason I don't want to take this. So once it's activated, now we have to use it. Because if I want to use it, I want to do other things, parallel configurations, whichever is required for that. As we are not doing all this configuration now, we are deactivating and we'll activate it when the topic is taken out. So taken into the discussion. So what you should do, there is no T code for this. Yes, T code is there, but I don't know that. I'm not getting the T code from the long time. What I do, I just go to the path here. I go to SPRO. Any configuration, first I should go to the get entries SPRO. Out. IMG. So under financial accounting, and you have all these paths in materials. You don't need to worry about what I'm doing, where I'm clicking. See, this is the path. So SPRO, IMG, financial accounting, general ledger accounting, business transactions, document splitting. Under that, we have the activate document splitting. Just click here. And it's also blocked. I should go for SM12 and I just execute and select all, delete all. And click no. And again, I click here and it will accept. So what you should do here, I cannot deactivate for every company. I have to click on this deactivation per company code structure. Double click on this and find your company code. Only for my company code, I'm inactivating it. I'm telling the system, I don't want to use this feature, which is activated by default. I don't want to use it for my company code right now. And I save this. Done. So that's it actually. The organization structure configuration. It's a one-time configurations which you have to do any other activity. That means, see, I set up my company code. The first step, what I created a group company because if I go for multiple company codes in future, I can understand the group company reporting using group company. And then I created company code. It's a 4-digit code, which I identified in SL, which follows INR currency, English language, and countries I. Then my company code follows the which financial year. I selected K4 and I assigned it to my company code. So which as in which is already predefined and I do as I don't change anything, I directly use it to my company code saying that by assigning it. Therefore, so the next step which I did is a document number and then document type. Document number type is a predefined codes which automatically comes in that type of transactions or else we have to use it. And for that, the number in this has to be maintained in my company code. I have done that. As next step, which we are doing it is field status group. So the field status group, which is predefined methods are already there. That we just selected and copied, and we have assigned to our company.
To join.
Huh.
You want it to be added. Send a message.
Okay, I'll add it.
And you can take something.
Yes, we had already taken.
You already take one. I want to meet you. Like
Okay, sure.
while going or something.
Okay,
Please remember. Huh?
sure. Okay, and we had discussed that, and that means what I was tolerance we are discussing. And the like for field status group, we copied and other things. And tolerance, as I said, it's like which we don't use it in real time much time. So no need to worry about it. It's a mandatory step. We have to do the tolerance for one is for tolerance for GL, tolerance for tolerance for employee, tolerance for vendors and customers. Once these things are completed, and next thing is which we are is universal journal. Last thing is additional confidence.
in that data set.
So as Sham and Dhanush is not regularly watching this, you have to watch this video to understand the steps again. Sham and Dhanush, okay?
Sure, sir.
Yeah. Because if you're following every step, then obviously you get doubts. If you're not following, you have to follow the steps again. Okay? Do that.
ಶೇರ್
ಇನ್ನು ಇದೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮುಗಿದಿಲ್ಲ.
ಅರ್ಧ ಇವತ್ತು ಮನೆಯೊಳಗೆ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೆಟಪ್
We'll take 5 minutes break and we'll continue. The 31. 131. Now the actual things. Now what we are going to try to learn, what's our ultimate? One structure we are ready. You're ready with one structure. And our goal is to make some entries, GL process. We have to understand the GL process. So any process which you want to set up, you have to
Sir,
set that up. Ah,
ಸರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಸರ್?
okay. Thank you. Any process which we have to do the same thing here. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? So when you're doing this configuration, organization structure is a mandatory configuration which you have to do. Now we have to understand the GL process. Now I have to do the GL configuration, whichever is related for GL configuration, then the GL masters, then the transactions, then the reports. This is how it works. So now I have to do the GL process, means I have to do the configuration relating to GLs. Oops. No. Ah. So now for GL process, the configurations are configuration is the step by step. Like the first step is actually we have to create a chart of accounts. Chart of accounts. And we
Sir,
have to ask. Oh, sorry. Yes. Anything?
ಸರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಲ್ಲ ಸರ್?
Screen ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ?
No, it was visible. It was visible.
Okay. So assign chart of accounts to company code. The third step is GL groups. The fourth step is retained earnings. See, these are the 4 steps which you have to do for GL process setup. So like that, for example, tomorrow I want to learn AP accounts payable process. Then I have to do the accounts payable configuration, master data, transaction, and report. Then I have to do accounts receivable, the same 4 steps. Then I want to do something assets, configurations, master data. Then I want to do the banking configuration, and like this. This goes for every step, every process which you are going to learn. So the chart of accounts means the meaning of chart of accounts means it's in code which we maintain to maintain the GL accounts under it. That means a company wants to maintain GL accounts for accounting purpose. So that we are going to maintain under this chart of accounts. And head of chart of account, that chart of accounts consists the list of GL's accounts which you are going to use it. Okay, that's the meaning of chart of accounts. You can use it. And assign means a chart of accounts can be used by multiple companies. This is the beauty of SAP. So, for example, in one of my project, they have more than 40 plus company codes. That 40 plus company codes uses the same chart of accounts. That means GLs which are created in under one company code, it can be used for all the company codes. We don't need to repeat that. Repeatedly creating, repeatedly using, and that is going to be help you out in reporting all. So a lot of workload will get reduced. That's the use of this maintaining chart of accounts. So that's the reason we maintain chart of accounts. That is, we are going to tell the system, I use this chart of accounts to maintain the GL account in the second step, assign chart of accounts to company. And next is groups. What are the groups which you are going to maintain GL accounts? That means, see, you know, right, we have the balance sheet and P&L account. If you maintain only 4 groups, say for example, balance sheet like assets and liabilities and expenses and revenue is enough. But when you are reporting to the government, we should have a proper format. Example, in India, we have one format. They have to maintain according to that only. So generally the GLs are GL groups which we maintain for reporting of the P&L and balance sheets. Generally, according to the reporting only, we maintain the GL accounts groups in the SA. That is how it works in reality. Okay. So what we can do here, we are going to maintain the GL accounts, whatever is required for GL groups, whatever is required. And finally, the concept of return earnings I discuss later. So the first step is for this one is OB13 in the P code. OB13. So create set of accounts. If you think that okay, how can I remember this T code? It's only by practice. There is no shortcut. Okay. And this is OB63, the OB62. Okay. Assign set of accounts to company code. The GL groups OB D4. And OB53 is return earnings. Okay, this is what. So now, let us go to the OB13. It's a 4-digit code which we have to maintain. I maintain PH11 only. Okay, the code. We don't want to go for any other code. 4 digits, all I use PH11. SAP. OB13. If I'm going fast, please let me know. Because one practice is fast fast. I don't feel that it's a fast. Okay. If I'm going fast, please let me know. I'll just go. So here also you have to go for a new account. There are already 6,510 chart of accounts out there, but I don't want to use it. I will go for my own and go here and enter that code which the chart of accounts and can enter chart of accounts for PH11. So which language the chart of accounts is going to be used? So it is English, and the length of digits. Digits means what? You maintain the GL accounts numbers, right? Like that one. What is the digits? Like phone number has 10 digits, like that. Okay, how many digits the company should use the GL account? Generally, it's going to be like we use 8 digits, 9 digits in real time. Some companies use 6 digits. Some companies use even 5 digits. Some companies use 10 digits also. That depends. How the consultant suggests this, that depends. Maximum 10 digits we can use it, and you can enter 6 digit here. I'm telling the system 60 digits. And then this group chat of accounts and other things. And in the what if you want to understand group chat of accounts?
Sham here.
Yes,
Sorry to
Sam.
interrupt.
Yes,
The
yes.
length is only 6 digit, is it? Even in S4? Sorry, 10
No,
digit, is it?
it's 10 digits, maximum 10.
Okay, fine.
You can see inside 0 to 10.
Okay,
0 to 10
Yeah.
maximum. Yeah. And group chat of accounts, understand group chat of accounts, and also this is actually see group chat of accounts. I tell you, this is actually old concept. And again, I said one thing last time. I said you, if you remember. So SAP made lot of trial to solve the business issues. That means to give the solution to the business, they tried multiple ways, or not multiple, lot of ways they tried to solve it. And when they're giving one solution, they're getting another challenge. Another industry, another company, another companies. When they took this feature to other company, they'll face other challenge. Then this feature is going out after that. That is like it's absolute. But what is the problem is SAP is not removing it. They're keeping all the things. That's the problem. So like that, the group chat of account is also one of the concept which is outdated actually, but it's still there. Nobody uses it. Nobody means what? If like I tell you, what is the consultant duty? I tell you, what's the consultant? If you go to a doctor, you are going to a doctor. Just assume that you are going to a doctor. The doctor is a old doctor, and when you get a cough, you keep going to the doctor. He gives the same medicine, and you use it. And the doctor is no more. and you go to other doctor after getting a cough. And another doctor may give the say like different medicine for the same. That means the doctor is one doctor which is giving the same medicine. He knows that solution only. He is not knowing that other solution. Like that, this is an old solution. If someone knows the new solution, then he uses this old solution. Okay. If someone knows the new method, then he does not want because he knows that okay, this method is an old method. Better methods are there already. Okay, like that. So if you want more details about the group chart of accounts, you have in the material I have given the link, and you can read that link. That one Google link which I have given. It's very clearly explained in that. You can go to it and save it. And data was saved. And once this is done, let us go to the second thing, that is OB63, where you can assign, like not OB63, OB62, where you can tell the system, my company code PH11 follows PH11 chart of accounts to maintain the GL account. And here also we have the country chart of account, alternative chart of account is there. It was calling actually before country chart of accounts. If you see old videos in YouTube and all, it was country chart of accounts. Now they are calling alternative chart of accounts. This is also old concept.
It is really,
This is already there. That is also this is also trial. They tried some solution for some companies, and that is used for some companies that is successful. When other companies throw in another challenge, then they found other ways, and then it has become outdated. Just like a SMS. SMS was very famous, right?
But
In
what in case if we
2005,
maintain this alternate company code, I mean alternate chart of accounts as well?
we can maintain, not a problem. But
I
if
mean,
you
if I select, for example, in this case,
Hmm,
I have PH11 in the alternate chart of accounts, I maintain PH24, imagine.
hmm,
Okay.
hmm, hmm.
Then what will happen?
That's the reporting part again.
So at the output, I will be able to draw at two different dimensions, is it?
Yes. It's an
Okay.
output. That when you're taking a report, right, based on the chart of accounts you maintain. You maintain some chart of accounts, some GLs over there, and some GLs here, and you get the reports based on the chart of accounts. So many reports are going to be based on chart of accounts we can take.
Understood.
Okay, yeah, and save this. So once this is done, let us go for a grouping. What we do it in group. So groups, actually real-time groups are based on companies. Like if I'm going for UAE countries or something, Middle East countries, that's a different one. US, that's a different, because how the companies want to present their balance sheet and the P&L account, we decide the groups. Okay. So example, I have one, just I made some groups here. I copy from here. Okay. ಇದಕ್ಕಿದಂಗೆ ಅಂಗಡಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಈಟ್ಗೆ ನೆಗ್ಲಿಜ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ
ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಕೋಲ್ಡ್ ಅಂಗಡಿ ಅಂತ
ಆಗಿದೆ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್
ಎಣ್ಣೆ ಹೊಡೀರಿ ಸರ್
ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು
ಹಾ
ಸಿಗರೇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದೇ
ಹಂಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಈ ಥರ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅದರಿಂದ ಓಕೆ ಸಿ I copy this GL groups here. Okay, what is this actually groups? Actually, in real time, what we do, according to that, like maybe if we go for 80, 60, like that also. But I've taken some important groups here and I made it here for practice purpose here. So I'm going to maintain 6 digits for GL account. See, you have to notice here, there is, this is a chart of account actually. The first one is actually chart of account. Chart of accounts, this is the GL groups code, GL group code, group name, and from and to.
MK0 to PH.
This is PH11 we have to do. We should do it. What's going to happen here? I tell you. If you just notice here, there are different series are there. So, like this is completely consultants called in real time. Some companies makes really something confusable grouping or something like that. They suggest and maybe they may accept. But what I follow, this is purely consultants call. I suggest this number in series, like maybe I suggest generally eight digits or 9 digits for companies, not 10 digits. But when you're following, I follow for liability one, for assets two. That the GL starts with one is liability, GL starts with two, it's asset. The GL starts with four, it's a revenue. GL starts with five, it's an expense. This is the way which we follow. You can see this. Here, I made liability groups and I made assets group and I made revenue groups and also I made, and there is one 9 series is there. This is purely for as controlling accounts and other secondary cost element we call it. That you will understand. Huh? 4 series. Huh.
Clearing of questions like that.
This is 9 series. This is purely for SAP purpose. We use it for SAP purpose. Okay. You will understand what is these accounts which we use it and in future classes. No need to worry. But according to finance and accounting, this is the 4 things. And this clearing accounts, we'll tell you where we use it and why we use it in future classes. So here the 20 groups are there. I made this as four-digit codes for each group, and this is not much important, but we have to make it. And I use the same grouping for all the projects which I have added. See, C001, C002. It's the best way. It's the easiest way to understand. What we do here, we have to create this. Go to OBD4. OBD4. Go to new entries. New entries, and just copy this from here. Here. Copy this. Copy and paste. Control V and Control C. That will get pasted. And it's copied only till 0, 17. Do remember, if I have 20, then you copy here from 18 also.
Modification ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ 11 ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಸರ್
11 ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಗರೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ
ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಸ್ಯಾಲರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಜಿಎಲ್ ಅದೇ ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು 5 3 ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಕಾಲಮ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ
ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಬಂದ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು
ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಕಾಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಇಲ್ಲ
ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಈ ಕೋಡ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕೋಡ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು
ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕೋಡ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇವಾಗ Z017 ಇದೆ Z0
21 ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವ್ದಾರ ಕೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅದೇ ಕೋಡ್ ನಾವು ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಕ
ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು
ಕೋಡ್
017AB ಅಂತ
ಆತರ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆತರ ಏನಾರ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ G1 G2 G3 ಅಂತ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ G1A G1B ಅಂತ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಇನ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಟ್ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಬಟ್ it's not good. See one thing very much important, right? Deciding GL groups is a skill of a consultant. It is base for many things in entire configuration and entire journey of consulting. Because if you fail at deciding a proper GL groups, you suffer a lot in execution. Lot of confusion, lot of things. Because we made that mistake in the beginning. We know that. That's the reason deciding and understanding these GL groups and other things is very much important. It's not something simply we do and GL create and we modify. And once we create it, that should be something like it's very strong build like a base. Because these groups are going to be used for many things. And that will play an important role in many reports and formatting reports specifically. Okay, that's what. So just save it. And now we'll come to the last point is retained earnings. That is last step. That is WOB53. So what is retained earnings? It's a statement code actually. Retained earnings is a statement code. 2-digit code. it has a big story because this is where we come to know how what SAP is tried and other things. But I don't want to explain those things here right now. So what is this retained earnings code? There's a two-digit code which you have to maintain for P&L account statement versions actually. What is versions? Because SAP is again it's an old model of making business requirement fulfill. Old model. It's a mandatory step, that's the reason. But actually, it's not useful for us now, right now. It's a mandatory step which you have to do, that's it. But what is the story behind it? I tell you, once we go a little bit far in this journey. Right now, what you go to, just go to the OB53. OB53. Enter PH11 and the chart of accounts, which chart of accounts, and enter double X here. Double X, anything you want, no issue. Just two digits you can add, A1, A2, or whatever you can add it. Double X generally we follow. Because as I said, this does not have, see, group chart of accounts, alternative chart of accounts, country chart of accounts, and this return earning statements, this do not have any something what we call it as very good role in future configurations and other things because it was actually before, but now with this it has loosened its priorities. So that's the reason we don't worry about what we are entering and other things and all. Just enter double click and you get a warning here. Do remember you get a warning here. So this is a warning. Do remember if you try to save it without entering, you say I click 100 time, it will keep coming. This mistake everybody does. This I also explained in the note also material. So if you want to take out this warning, you have to enter in keyboard. Unless you enter in keyboard, it won't go. Enter in keyboard, then it will come. Saved. Okay. I tell you the story of what is this P&L account statement and what's the concept behind it in future classes. This completes the configuration of what? GL process. That means we are ready with the configuration now. Now, actual master data will start. Master data will start. What is master data? Master data. What is master data?
Information about the outside companies.
GL is a master data. Vendor is a master data. Customer is a master data. Cost center is a master data. Banks to tax code is a master data. Ivala master data. What is master data? Meaning. Interview question answer. When ask in the interview, the people do not answer this question. What is GL? No answer. They know what is GL, but they cannot explain. And what is master data? They explain like vendors and customers. I'm not talking about who are master data, which are master data. I'm asking what is master data. Master data are master data are maintained to process transactions. So in SAP, to process any transactions, we require master data. So those are like this. So master data is used to process transactions. That's the meaning of it. So that means master data means we required GL accounts and we planned for this GL processes during. So here there are three master data which you have to create. One is sales and bank and expenses. Because bank is two types used. I want to create sales GL, I want to create bank GL, and I want to create expenses GL to make these transactions to be. Because it has to be there, then I can select and I can post the transactions. So what we can do here, so we can go for a tree code called FS00. Generally, see, master data transactions and reports are going to be start with F if it's a finance related. Configurations generally start with O. OX is generally is a main configuration. ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಬರೆಯಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಇನ್ನು ತುಂಬಾ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾ ತುಂಬಾ ಡೈಮೆನ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮೆನಿ ಡೈಮೆನ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಇನ್ ದಟ್ which you can only by experience and
simple knowledge. example.
It is not exactly like that. That is the problem. We don't give that note. Oh, finance means F. No. In finance itself, we have a lot of T codes. Only starting with F, it's 10,000. Say, for example, asset T codes, assets in the finance. But it starts with A.
Yeah.
Asset masters and other things and all, it's a different one. And you go for some other, the other T codes like taxation and all is going to be start with a different one. Right? So that's the reason. It's that statement is not 100% true, but it is generally you can basically understand. Example, OX company code configuration. But after that, you see when it comes to the finance configuration, like we came for document type, we came for field status, we came for tolerance, we came for this one fiscal year. All start with OB. OB is for finance. O is main configuration. X means central configuration. Like OX02, OX10 is for plant, OX15 for company, OX02 for company code, like this. The idea. OB is for like finance. OV is going to be for sales. OM is for this one, like that. So here I just tell you, FS00 is a T code which is actually master data and transactions start with generally F. Okay.
Okay, no question. The company code level statement. Your company code is business area. Different business area. Doesn't make a
Another feature no.
each business areas.
See, I don't give the topic, okay, you have to do this. I give the reason behind why I should require to do this business. I give the reason, then I do the activity. Okay. So I can create a business area and a segment right now, and I can go ahead and I can show the entries. But if you don't know why you are creating that, what is the use of using that? Where you apply in your real time? You should know the reason behind it. When can I use it? Why should I use it? Then you can apply it in real time. Okay. That will take it. We'll go with a very slow, basic general configuration. Now, FS00 for GL creation. Okay. We go it. And go here. FS00. So first enter company code. So here, first time when you're using, sometimes you don't get this screen in the left side. Do remember. If you're not getting this in the left side, say for example, it come like this. That also I mentioned in notes first time because you get confused when you see the screen. See, when you come here first time, you get like this. If you want to get the side, you have to go to settings and hierarchy display and select the second one, display accounts with navigation tree. Click OK, and system will tell you next time it will apply. So go back and come back again. Then it will show. And you find these buttons here. See, creation button, edit button, display button, like this. Now I want to create a new GL. First, I should click on this create button and enter the GL code, what you want to create. So the first GL I want to create sales. The first I should decide here in the group. So I go here. The sales is a GL under it comes under revenue. It's direct sales. So I'm going to select from this series. The first series I'm going to create like 4. First there. This is the sales GL I create. First one. And expenses GL, I want to do the administration expenses, which I'm creating. Like maybe some like I create like, okay, salary or else something I'll create it like this one. Miscellaneous expenses I'll create. Okay. This is the first one. 510000. Miscellaneous expenses GL. And the bank GL, which I can create under this series. Bank and cash. 23 0000 bank GL. I'm not identifying any GL here, any bank here, like HDFC Bank. Generally, I'm creating a bank GL. How to identify the separate GLs for banks and other things? That's a bank concept we'll discuss later. This is a basic thing. So now I want to create sales GL. I go here, I serve copy, and I have to give the system which GL I'm creating under this company code. Enter. The first thing is GL account type I have to decide. So it's a balance sheet or P&L. It's a P&L account. So I said you the statements. So the basic discussion of the GL accounts discussion I said. So when you post general entries and it will go and sit the different two types of GLs will come. One is a P&L account and balance sheet. According to that will flow the data to the P&L account or balance sheet in the ARN. This is what the basic discussion which you have done. So why I'm talking here? Here, we are responsible to select what type of GL it is. There is a P means P&L account, primary cost or revenue, and balance sheet is X. And there's other things are there, cash accounts and non-operating expenses or revenue on secondary cost. This is actually introduced in SAP only. That's in S4HANA only. In ECC, actually, there was only two options, only P&L account or balance sheet. But in S4HANA, they made it five. But there is no something rocket science here. It's a very simple concept behind it. Okay. But as of now, we are concentrating only on GL process. We are not concentrating on everything. So we have to decide whether it's a P&L account or balance sheet. Sales is a P&L account. You should select P here. And the group means what and all we created group. That will come here. You have to select a proper group here. The groups whatever you created.
I'm
Yes,
sorry
sir.
to interrupt. The
Yes, yes, no.
sale of asset will come under the other one, right? Non-operating income. Example.
Oh, we can non-operating. We can fix it under non-operating.
Okay.
Generally, like say for example, if your premises is rented for any other things, then you can use it as non-operating.
Understood. Okay.
Now you see this. There is this one other income revenue from operations. I'll check it. Okay. So after this, I go for short text. That is sales GL. I do the same long text and go to the control data. First is done. Control data. The control data here, you don't need to do anything right now because we'll come back and we'll understand one by one what is recon account, what is tax category, what is other things and all. Right. Right now, let us do not touch anything. Okay. See. Hello. Hmm. 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 ನಾನು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಗ್ಯಾಂಗ್ ಒಂದು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ Yes. What is this? Okay. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ short key ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Just enter the short key 001. So what is the meaning of short key? When you open this GL account, the history, when you're seeing the history, the data will come. How the data need to be sorted, on what basis, whether it's a posting date, whether you want any base to sort the data by default, that we can select here. Generally, it's going to be posting date. Other things, let us do not discuss right now. Just go to the create bank interest. Here is the key. So here, hello. ಯಾವ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಓಕೆ ಅದು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಖುಷಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ ಕೇಳು ಖುಷಿ ಗೊತ್ತು ಸಾರಿ ಯಾರ ಅಮ್ಮ ಇಲ್ಲ ಯಾರು ಇಲ್ಲ ಮನೇಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮದರ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದೇರ್ Okay, this field status group is there, right? This field status group, remember we created.
Yes, done.
PH11 we created. So that's going to help out you. The field control I said now. So when you're using this GL to post any things, what are the fields need to be controlled? Posting reference. This is going to be decided here. So what are the groups were there, right? We copied. There were 46 groups were there, right? That will appear here. We have to select an appropriate one. And for the time being, I mentioned in the material group with this also, notes also, you use for all balance sheet GL G001, for expenses GL G004, for revenues G029. How it works and what's the impacts on this, slowly you'll understand in the future classes. So I'm creating a revenue GL. I use this G029 and save it. So what we have done, I show you one more GL now. I go for a creation and I go for selection of 510000. Okay. And enter and type description. You have to select a proper type. If you select a wrong one, the entry will go to that report, that statement. And this is actually expenses, administration expenses. And this is miscellaneous expenses, GL, long and short term. And go to control data, no need to do anything, just enter sort key 001. And G001, it's an expenses GL. I'm going to select G004, it's a cost accounts. For the time being, I select this and I save this. Finally, the bank GL. The bank GL is 230000, creation, and enter, PH11. And it's a balance sheet. If you select P&L, system will select. System do not have any control. That you have to decide properly. Balance sheet, and it's bank in cash and the bank GL. And control data, sort key. And here it is balance sheet GL, then I should select G001.
Small clarification. The
Yes,
chart
please.
key, what you told me, it is for FBL5N, right? Sorry, FBL3N.
FBL3M.
For
Yes.
that only you are referring, right?
Yes. Yes. It's not only FBL3, it has other connectivity also.
Okay.
When you post transactions, there is an assignment tab is there. So that will update that assignment tab, whatever you selected here.
Okay.
That's the direct connectivity that I show it in the next class. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
select, for example, if you select posting key, when you post transactions without assignment, if you don't enter any assignment, then posting date will update here. There. And if you select purchase order, it will update purchase order. Generally, for purchase order related activities, we select 14. Okay, I tell you that connectivity later
Okay.
stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one basic thing is sorting the data. So now you see this, I have the 3 GLs here and 3 GLs are ready. Okay. So we'll wind up here. So let us not go because posting transaction I can show you, I can complete, but I know that it's not going to be completed. For you people, what's going to happen? Next week, you require a little bit revision again. I do a little bit revision and I'll post a transaction. Then I'll finish off reports and all. Then I'll go for AP transactions. Next week, AP and AR are going to complete. AP and AR also probably assets also we will start because so beginning also only it will get into flow because you will come to know the way once you practice this. My only request is you have to practice parallelly. If you pile up the things, what is going to happen? I tell you. That means if you don't practice the things before coming to the next class, the problem what you face now, you think that okay you're understanding, but when you put your hands in the this one, you get lot of questions and confusion. Parallel, if you get practice, you get a lot of doubts and you clarify. And the things will keep going in the same way. Because future classes are going to be dependent on whatever we discussed here. I cannot repeat these things in the future classes because I use this, but I don't repeat the same way. I just use this directly. But if you don't understand what I'm doing over there, you'll lose the interest over there, and slowly that will make you to just go out of the class. That is the attitude. Automatically, if you lose interest, when you don't have interest, obviously you start giving reasons and you obviously you slowly think that okay, let me do once everything or else let me join another batch. A lot of options will come to mind. This has happened with many students. I don't want to happen this year. I only request if you want to be in this for and you want to get a very good job or something, you have to practice before coming to next class. Any doubts, any clarification, no need to wait for the next class. No need to wait. You have to ask in the mobile and clarify, and you have to get ready with your questions. Your questions should be like advanced level. Basic level you can ask. I'm not telling that you should not ask. But your questions should make me to think, okay, I'll come back. Ask. That is the way you have to. Then when you are proactive, no, then these things are going to be very easy. Whatever the questions you ask, because future classes are going to be dependent on this basic. Whatever
I
I
think
discuss,
this
whatever
recording has started after some time. So I
Hmm.
believe whatever you covered in the beginning is there in that Excel sheet. Correct?
nothing. I just same old story only I was telling with the new masala.
Okay.
Then only I started with new questions. The configuration I started with recording. Don't worry.
But
Okay.
was everyone able to create able to log into the server and
Yes.
then create the ID and password?
So this is I create this is the server which provided by Pratap. That's only I'm using. I'm
But
using
about Dhanush, Pritik, Venkat?
the Pratik has to go for again go back because he is using I this one Apple this one. That's
Okay.
the MacBook.
Okay.
That's what. That the other you can if you are not getting now you just call me. I tell you how to do that one. Okay, very simple. Like here only I'll record it. I already installed it because I cannot do that. What I do now, I when you want to install it, now you just ping me. I tell you. I just tell you what you want to do. Very simple one. Okay.
Okay.
So where is that? You have that this one, right? You share your. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I share. I record it here itself. Okay. You share your screen. Yeah, Venkat, you share your. I show you here itself. You can see that how to.
I'll call John and get it joined.
Aljanagla. Very good. Okay, very parallel. So okay,
Or
what you
can I present?
sorry?
I have already joined, but can I present and then can you take me through?
Oh yes, you can present. You can present. I tell you.
So I think they have to install and all, right? First thing is they have to install the package, correct?
No, that's what I tell you. It's hardly take 5 minutes, no issues. You just
But
open that files,
no,
whatever is
meaning
covered.
I've already installed it. That's the reason. I could do
Means,
it. I've already
then
created company code also. Now I'm just thinking about others.
others
Are
is
they all?
already done. Others is
Then fine.
Dhanush.
Then fine.
Dhanush I will take care. Dhanush I will take care.
ಸರ್ ನಂದು ಇವಾಗ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೋ ನಂದೇನೆ
Already I am using is done.
ಏನು PS ಡಬಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ
Is already done for Venkat. And only for Pratik, what is the problem? No, he is using MacBook, so he has to install in a different way. This GUI will not work. Whatever is they provided, they have to provide a different one. I said them to contact that person. They will make it done. Not a problem. Okay.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Yeah. Then okay. So what you do now? I share this recording. After that, you can once I reach, I share it.
Do you mind stopping the recording and then share it to us now? I will just check if I'm able to access first of all.
Yes, you can access. Not in